Hello everyone, this is Foxcode here, and before anyone asks why are the workers like this, it was an April's Fool's joke from Blizzard. They made all the workers warhounds, which, if any of you remember, was a unit that they introduced originally in HOTS but banned it because it was OP as hell. So anyway, I've not made a video for a while, and I decided I would make one based on a game I played last night against IPC Arzenja, I think. He is a diamond level Zerg. He was Masters in Wings of Liberty. I myself am still only the lowly diamond, and this match really frustrated the hell out of me, and that's really why I'm doing this video. Not to rage or anything, just to say how to deal with a loss. You know those games where you feel you should have won? Okay, you get an advantage after an advantage after an advantage, and then something happens and you just lose it all. Well, that's what I'm going to cover. Now, obviously last night when I did this, I was very pissed off at the end of this game, and you will see why, and I'll explain why. But I'm going to try and kind of go over how I deal with it and how I improve, because I found games that really piss you off when you play them, you kind of get a good memory of them. Like, I can still remember a game from over a year ago when I was a, I was a 5-base Protoss against a 2-base Zerg, and all that happened was I lost because I tried to engage a Broodlord Infestor army without splash damage, and it was just ridiculous. I just couldn't remax to kill the army, even though the Zerg had no economy left. It was a bit annoying. So, from that game, because of that painful memory, I made a rule: never engage Broodlord without Colossus Splash, and also always have sufficient gateway production to remax against such bullshitness. Anyway, both the games start off fairly normally, however one weird thing is about to happen, and that is the Zerg is about to go for a 12 pool. Now, I actually thought this is a 10 pool when I scouted it, so I got my scouting information wrong, probably because this is quite a long path, so there's something I should take note of. That is a long scouting path, but anyway, we're not too interested in watching this whole replay, so we're just going to zoom ahead. Now, I see the aggression coming, so I decide, right, we'll gateway expand, of course, with the mothership core. Gateway expand is a lot more viable than it used to be. But again, the purpose of this video is not to discuss Protoss strategy, though it's kind of hard not to. So, the spawning pool is up, and immediately we see 6 lanes in the production tab, which is pretty much what I was expecting. So I'm getting ready. I want my Zealot out straight away to get in this gap. And of course, the Lings are spotted. Ooh, it doesn't like playing this back on faster when I've got this in full HD. I hope any of you notice I've got this in full HD and on a very high bitrate, so this is much higher quality than my recordings would normally be, but it's going to take me forever to upload to YouTube. It's really annoying. Now, this is a mistake by me. I should have started a second Zealot now. I knew I can afford to, because I know there's quite a bit of early aggression coming, more than there would normally be. So I should have started that, but never mind. My Zealot gets here, and this kind of problem, he's trying to bait me, trying to get in, but he can't. So now all he can really do is delay my expansion. But basically, I figure in my head, in the game, I've got an advantage at this point. He can't break through here. He's not really messing my build-up yet, because I wasn't taking an expansion anyway yet. And taking a quick look at the worker tab, I'm ahead. So I figured, yeah, I'm in a decent position. I've held that aggression quite nicely, and he's just given up any macro advantage he may have had. So, now, I should note what's really happening is he's almost got his natural up, and I have not started my natural, and I still can't because of these Lings. So now I do. So in my head, I'm still ahead. I don't think my natural's delayed that much, but it actually is. So if we take a look at the income, he's creeping ahead a little bit, not too much, but he's getting up there. So, that's the first point I want to bring up, the false sense of you're getting ahead when you're not. I mean, yes, he went aggressive and it didn't do any economic damage whatsoever in terms of killing probes, but it did delay this expansion, and I was so focused on the victory over his early 10 pool that it just didn't do anything, that I just couldn't see that in the game. I was like, okay, I'm ahead. So that was the first feeling where I thought I was in a nice position this game. Now, I opted for Stargate Tech. I don't actually normally do this against Zerg, but I figured because he's 10 pooled, his tech won't be very good. And, of course, he throws down an awful lot of spine crawlers. Sorry. And my one Phoenix just keeps playing. And if we take a quick look at the income, he's still ahead, but again, not by a significant amount for PVZ, not at all. So we're just going to zoom ahead a bit. Now, my Phoenix come in. That was a farce, I missed micro there, I didn't actually kill anything. And I decided to run away. So, I didn't get any damage done with my Phoenix, which is quite bad. Oh, I didn't notice that. I should have killed that Ling. Now, here is when things get interesting in this game. The Nidus network. Now, I believe I scout this, but it is something I'm aware of on this map because recently I got Nidus on it, so I was kind of already worried about it. There we see we have the attack range of Hydralisks. My Phoenix see this. I lose one Phoenix, which is really annoying, and that's really important later on. But now we have the Nidus network, and that is going to pop out here. Now, I realised very quickly when I heard the noise where it was. I mean, this was the only sensible location. I have vision of everywhere in my main. So, I very quickly start building units, adding on gateways, etc. Now, of course, that's always a scary noise, isn't it? When you hear that, and if I remember correctly, I think I moved my army. Yeah, I send the Phoenix. I'm pretty sure I know it's down there. Oh, does that get away? Yes! Awesome. Gosu. Now, I was a bit scared because my army's kind of small to deal with this. But I do have that Immortal there. And those were very nice force fields, I have to say. Capturing those few units. Just dealing a little bit of damage. And while this is going on, the Zerg's taking us third. So again, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, he's invested into an attack. He had to build an Nidus network. That costs money. This attack hasn't done any economic damage. I must be getting very far ahead. Because remember, in my mind, I'm already ahead from the previous advantage. So now I'm going out here, thinking, yeah, this game's going very, very well for me, exactly as I want. I'm going to have to go and kill this guy soon. So, if I just speed this up, I go and kill the Nidus. And then I'm just sort of preparing my army, thinking, yeah, I want to move out soon. Unknown to me, though, the Mutalisks are being built in rather frightening numbers. And I believe he keeps them hidden quite nicely. I don't see them for a long, long time. I mean, how many meters are out in the field now? If we quickly check, we have 11 Mutalisks, and I have not seen any of them. Where are they? Ah. There we go. What else have we got? We've got a macro hatch going down. We've got this base. Luckily, I scout this with my warp prism very early, which is kind of nice. But unluckily, the Mutalisks were magically already on their way over there. Map hacks. No, but seriously. Anyway, so I managed to take out this expansion. I think I lose that. Yes, yes. But then we get this problem. I don't have a third base. And now I've got to defend. And look at the rush distance. Look, from there all the way over there to get to my third. So I'm thinking, how the hell do I defend this? I mean, I don't have Blink yet. And all my army's down here, so I'm thinking, okay, let's base trade. So I start doing quite well. I take this down, but then I kind of get surrounded, and that's a lot of Mutalisks to deal with. I mean, there's a huge number, 22 Mutalisks, and it turns out this army just is not strong enough, not enough anti-air to deal with this. And so I lose my whole army, which was kind of nasty. Now, yes, I did take this expansion out, so the Zerg is back on 2 base. Good. That's a very, very good thing for me. But my sense of feeling ahead is now kind of smashed. I'm kind of now in panic mode, and as you can see by the production of all these stalkers, and panic mode in this game is what killed me, because at this point, oh, if I'd had Blink at that point, that would have been so nice. I'm like, right, how the hell do I defend this? I'm running back and forwards like crazy. I just can't do anything. Now, Phoenix, I really need to keep those alive. But I was really, really panicking. Now, at this point, it still doesn't look too bad for me. I mean, if we look at the income, I'm still way, way ahead. But now things just start falling to pieces. I mean, it's just trying to defend all these locations. The Mutalisks go in again. I still don't have high Templar tech. It's not even building yet. Oh, sorry, I haven't got the Storm research. But I do have Blink, and this is the problem. The Mutalisks just go back, forward, back, forward. So let's pause. At this point, I am very frustrated and panicking. I can't split my stalkers up because I don't have enough of them. I've got probes all over the place, just not mining correctly. And I mean, look at this. And my Stargate is not producing Phoenixes. I mean, Phoenix, since the +1 range upgrade, is one of the best things in the world. So that's a really, really key thing. This simply should not have happened, and this is all that saved him. I was in a superior position until the Metalisks came out. And if we take a look at my income, it was 64 down to 53. And he's just been really, really super active with his Metalisks. And I try splitting my Stalkers here. I think, okay, I'm going to have to do something, but there's just too many Metalisks. And from here, it really starts going downhill. I lose all my Stalkers without doing virtually anything. One Phoenix comes out going, yeah, run away. Oh no, it gets trapped. And I eventually pull the whole army, but again, he just goes off to this base. And I try to do some harassing at the same time, but there's just so much, and I'm pulling probes constantly. My income is absolutely horrible. Down to 42 workers now. And I mean, these Metalisks are just being so much of a pest. I was just getting so frustrated. I'd convinced early on in the game I'd won. And again, I know everyone here has had that feeling. You're like, you deserve to win. I'm losing in this case because of the map. I can't get to my bases quick enough. I'm losing all my workers. This is unfair. All the Zerg has to do is A move, and I'm trying to micro like crazy to do everything. And that's the kind of feeling you get, and you get, well, this game's bullshit, basically. This isn't fair. I'm a better player, and all this shit starts happening in your head. Which, of course, isn't true. But at the time, that's all you think. Now, normally I'm pretty good mannered in this game. But I do believe when I GG'd in this one, I made a sly comment. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I'm just losing every single worker, down to 26. I just have no income to do anything, no tech to get Templar. I just didn't have the gas. I needed my constant Stalker production. And I needed Phoenix, but I didn't. Phoenix alone would have solved this, but I just didn't. I invested slightly too much in the Stalkers. I just needed to get 4 or 5 Phoenix, and then I could have microed it. So in future, I know I can stop this happening by simply spending more of the money on the Phoenix and less on the Stalkers. Very simply. And being a bit more careful with my micro, with my Phoenix. I lost quite a lot of Phoenix this game due to poor micro. If I'd saved them, that would have helped out. And also, I never actually got Splash, which is horrendous against Metalisks, especially Metalisks that have 2-1 upgrades. Very, very nice. And of course, picking off blooming probes when I transfer them, that's really, really harsh. And at this point, I'm just kind of depressed because I look at my mineral lines and go, what can I do? I'm losing everything. I did take out a base, and when I was getting the Archons up, I was kind of thinking, yeah, he can't engage me with Archons, but by that point, I mean, look at this, I'm only mining gas, I'm not even mining minerals anymore, hardly. I'm just going, I can't run around quick enough. I try and use Archons to get close, but there's just so many meters, 27 Metalisks on the field, and he's just running backwards and forwards. And I think at this point, I think I GG, I think I just say bullshit to this. There we go, GG, this map is bullshit. So, although I didn't rage much during I don't, even when I'm very pissed off, I was incredibly annoyed that game. I'd won it, it was my game, and then that happened. So, first thing you need to do is not play a game straight after this in rage. I did last night, and I did actually win it, but I pulled 2 probes to build my first pylon. I rallied 2 probes to follow 1 while it was mining, so 2 probes weren't mining. I had a random idle probe for almost the entire game. I built 2 robos by accident when I wanted 1, etc. So you just make a load of mistakes because you're angry and you really shouldn't play like that. You should just take a break, chill, wait for tomorrow, and in this case, today is tomorrow, and then analyze the replay. And after looking at this, early on, I realized I wasn't as ahead as I thought I was. And also, I didn't have very much scouting of his base after the Nidus network. I didn't really know what he was going to do. But regardless, I had a Stargate. I should have been building some Phoenixes, picking off the Overlords, using them for scouting. And if I'd just done that, I would have been prepared for the Metalisks. And, of course, being prepared early on for the Metalisks would give me time to get the Templar Arcat. What the hell? That's something I didn't notice before. Okay, another mistake. I made 2 Twilight Councils. Interesting. Now, the 2 Robos was intentional, because I saw a very late 3rd base from Zerg, and I saw the Nidus, so I'm thinking this is going to be a lot of Roach Hydro aggression. I want my Immortals out quickly, and it turns out I could have got away with 1 Robo, so maybe I should consider that, but I was just playing safe, and it did work quite well. And those were units I would need anyway in a late game army, so that's fine. So, if you have a game that's just frustrating as hell, I mean in that game, remember I took out this natural. My whole death ball was in this natural at one point in this game. I was like, yeah, I've won. But the game eventually I lost. So if you get in a game like this, don't rage at your opponent. I didn't until the very last sentence when I left the game, and it's so rare for me to do that. I mean, Christ, I can't even remember the last time. I feel quite bad about it. But anyway, do not rage at your opponent, just look at it, and I mean, the first thing, yeah, the map's bullshit, look at that distance, oh, it's impossible to deal with Mutalisks, it's so easy for him to micro, but really, it's not that easy for him to micro. He was having to be quite active, because I was being quite active with my Stalkers. Now, yes, that distance is huge, but that can be negated with Phoenix, and me getting Blink early. It's my fault, it's not the game's fault, it's not Imbalance's fault. I'm not a Grandmaster, so balance doesn't really come into it. It's not my fault for that. It's not the game's fault, sorry. It's me making a lot of stupid mistakes. And you just need to realise that when you're in a game where it appears imbalanced. So if you get rolled over by a Marine Marauder Medevac, Widowmine army or something, instead of saying Widowmine OP, bring some friggin' observers to see them. Count how many there are. Just chill. So after you have a game, just if it's a really bad one like this one was for me, just chill out, realise that it's going to be a good learning experience tomorrow, because I'm not going to forget this game for quite a while. Again, it's refreshed how powerful Mutalisks are in my mind, so I'm going to be extra cautious of that, and that will help me in my future games and make me a better player, so that is the way to approach it. I hope this has been helpful for you guys. And god, this was so annoying, the bloody Warhound thing. I was like, it just confused me, I don't know why. Damn Blizzard April Fools. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. Just chill, have fun, play the game. It's there to have fun, not to get angry at. So, see you guys.